According to this report, between 1908 and 1918, about 80 Moroccan Jewish families migrated from Morocco to Tiberias in Jerusalem and Palestine. The newspaper claimed that these migrations were due to the fact that these Jewish families were unable to practice their religious rituals freely in Morocco, and the migration of Moroccan Jews to Palestine increased after that, and this happened specifically after the Arabs' defeat in the 1948 war. Especially in the same report in this newspaper, the Jews in Morocco were afraid after the Arabs' defeat and their anger from what happened in Jerusalem, especially after the slaughter of 40 Jews. After the defeat, this is the result of fanaticism. So they began to be attracted to the temptation of Israel to them and the dream of establishing a state for the Jews, and Zionist propaganda began to play its role in promoting that the Jews in the Arab countries are exposed to the risk of genocide and their future, and the future of their children are in danger. Look, my friend, the idea of Moroccan Jews and their smuggling to Israel took place in three stages. The first before Morocco's independence and was public with the approval of the French authorities, the second after independence and was secret, while the third and final stage began in the summer of 1961 AD and continued for 4 years. And this process was called Yakina, a word taken from the Torah and means one of the pillars on which the temple rests. The last stage of immigration took place specifically when King Hassan II assumed power, and at this time important internal changes began to occur in Morocco. These changes, in one way or another, affected the immigration of Jews because King Hassan II wanted to develop Morocco during this period, and despite his attempts to reach a solution to the problems of Moroccan Jews at this time, especially the Jews who wanted to immigrate, at the same time he did not want to harm the Arab cause and the Arab struggle against Israel, and here the Nitaka organization intervened, which from the beginning arranged the idea of Jewish immigration to Israel, and tried to reach a solution with the Moroccan government so that the immigration of Moroccan Jews to Israel would be legal. At the end of 1960 AD, a person named Alex Ganman, an officer in the Israeli Air Force, arrived in Morocco, planted by the Mossad in Morocco. Alex assumed the identity of the manager of a wood factory called Harman in the city of Casablanca and began smuggling Jews to Israel secretly. But Alex was not pleased that all the smuggling trips he was making only allowed dozens or hundreds of Jews to escape. So Alex began trying to communicate with influential people within the government, and his wife began to strengthen her relationship with the wives of these people. And indeed, my friend Alex was able to contact a prominent Moroccan figure with the help of a French Jewish police officer of Moroccan origin, and they met together in Paris about 6 times. During these meetings, Alex agreed with this prominent figure on the immigration of Moroccan Jews to the United States, Canada, France, Switzerland, and Italy, meaning any place other than Israel, and the one who finishes the papers of the Jews is a Jewish organization or not. The Jewish agency did not interfere in this matter, and the number of Jews who would emigrate at that time was determined at 50,000 Jews, and in return the organization of the scope had to stop its activity in smuggling Moroccan Jews secretly, and in November 1961 AD, Mohammed, who was the director of national security at that time, signed a collective passport for Jews who would travel outside Morocco to any place except Israel. The next day, the first group traveled from Casablanca to the city of Nice. From here, the operation of Yakina began, and this is because in France, Israeli planes and ships were waiting for the Jews to transport them to Israel. But at that time, a major disaster occurred because a ship was weakening and sank at sea, and on board were 44 Jews on their way to Gibraltar towards Israel, and all of its passengers died except for 3 crew members. And in 1962, the Moroccan government stopped the immigration of Jews because the Jewish people did not keep their word and did not stop helping to smuggle Moroccan Jews to Israel, and the decision. It was only 1 day after the visit of Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser to Morocco and his meeting with King Hassan II, and the operation of Yakin ended on the 4th of 1964 AD, but after the Organization of the Belt succeeded in smuggling more than 100,000 Moroccan Jews to Israel. But Israel was not the paradise that Moroccan Jews dreamed of. This is because, like any immigration from Arab countries to Israel, Moroccan Jews faced many difficulties when they arrived in Israel, such as the inferior view of them as people without civilization. And in 1959 AD, when Moroccan Jews tried to protest against racial discrimination against them, an Israeli policeman shot a person of Moroccan origin in the Wadi Salib neighborhood in the city, which caused strong demonstrations and great chaos. In the 70s, Jews of Islamic origin in Israel organized a movement called the Black Panthers to demand an end to racial discrimination against them. And as a result of pressure on the Israeli government, it was forced to respond to the demands of this group, and it was proven at that time that there was great persecution and racial discrimination against a large number of the company's Jews. In addition, the first prime minister in the era of Israel mocked Moroccan Jews in a speech he gave in front of the entire army in 1951, when he said, "The first thing that should be taught to these Jews coming from Morocco before any military training, using the toilets like the rest of the people, as well as showering." In addition, Moroccan Jews and all those who came from Arab countries were always treated in Israel as second-class citizens. And one of the Moroccan Jews who reject Zionism stated that Israel was able to brainwash them and make propaganda to constantly attract Jews, especially young people, and convince them to immigrate to the land of Palestine in order to exploit them and include them in the army. But the situation is now beginning to change for Moroccan Jews living in Israel. It is evident that the number of Moroccan Jews now exceeds 1 million Jews, and they were able to become a great force in Israel and hold important political positions such as the family of Eli ben Vaz, Shlomo ben Ami, the son of the city of Asila, and David Levy, the urbanite from Rabat, in addition to Sayadia Marciano, one of the founders of the Black Panthers movement, and Marcai Via Nuno, born in Marrakesh. And also, my friend, when Netanyahu formed his last government with Benny Gantz, which is considered the largest government in Israel since its establishment, he chose 10 ministers of Moroccan origin in addition to the Speaker of the Knesset. On the other hand, my friend, during the brutal attacks by the occupation army on Gaza and the people of Palestine, Shimon Ohayon, head of the Organization of Israelis of Moroccan origin, sent a letter to King Mohammed VI in Morocco, in which he reproached him for allowing his people to go out in demonstrations in solidarity with the people of Gaza. The text of the letter said that we are resorting to you now, so do not turn your back on us. We, your friends who love you, have been on our side for a day, and today be on the side of the entire Israeli people in their struggle for survival and for the right of the State of Israel to defend itself against any terrorist organization seeking to destroy it. But despite this position and this letter, Jackie Kadouche, head of the Moroccan Jewish community, said that the Jews in Morocco disavow this letter and that they support Morocco's policy. In 1970, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a law not to revoke the Moroccan citizenship of Moroccan Jews who emigrated from Morocco and so on. Moroccan Jews can return to Morocco at any time as they are original Moroccans. And for this reason, there are thousands of Jews in Israel who can visit Morocco every year to pray for the souls of their parents buried in Morocco. And they can also go to Morocco on religious occasions without problems. And during the days of the Jews' visit to Morocco, the wealthy visitors stay in small villas, while the poor stay in houses with tin roofs until the end of the visit days. According to some researchers in sociology, Moroccan Jews who immigrated to all countries of the world still greatly yearn for their days in Morocco and their memories there. And on the other hand,